Hi. If you have ever wondered how to get a border around your artwork, this video is for you. So the first thing you're going to do is just open up your project, and you'll notice that, look at this. I've got this awesome border and this incredible sub border that's supposed to go on the inside. And then I've also got my artwork here. Whoops. Here. And they're all in 3 separate layers. That is beautiful. Look at the lines are in the line layer. Look at that. That's how we're supposed to do that, folks. And then we've got the color in the color layer. Gorgeous. The text is in the text layer. The border's in the border layer. And the background's in the background layer. But look what happens because this is a top down. It's like, imagine you are looking from the top down and the first thing you're going to see is that border, and that covers everything up. So first thing I want to do is just take that border and I want to slide it down. And if I can't get it to work because I'm making a video, I will figure it out. I will go to layer, stack, and I will say lower. Ooh, look at that. All of a sudden, my yellow is on top where it's supposed to be. That is perfect. It looks like there might be a little smudge here. I'm just going to use that smudge tool and see if I can. I'm going to have to save this. All right, so I'm going to use that smudge tool, and I am just going to smudge out this little spot right here. Just smudging some yellow around. Isn't that nice? Look at it. Beautiful. I could have also used the clone tool. Let me hit Control Z, which is undo. I'll show you how that clone tool works. Click on that clone tool, and you're going to hold down Control, and wherever you click, that's going to set the point where it's going to clone from. So I'm just going to click anywhere in the yellow, and then I'm going to come over here and paint, and look at it's painting yellow over it. That's cool, huh? Yeah. So that's the clone tool. I get excited about these tools. So where were we? I was in the process. I'm going to put my move tool on so that I don't start cloning things accidentally. And I'm going to grab that background layer, and I'm going to try to get it to move down. Well, it just doesn't want to. It's because I'm making a video. There, now it's working. I just have to click save between every single move I make. Do you do that at home if your computer starts to freeze up on you? I do. Okay, so I've got the background now underneath my image. Perfect. I'm going to get this inside border. I'm going to move that down. Doesn't want to move for me. Gotta save. Oh, is it being stubborn or what? So if you ever have this issue where it's being stubborn and it doesn't want to do anything for you, you can just click save, and usually it'll start working. The other thing you can do with moving layers around is just go into layer, stack, and you can actually lower and raise your layers there. Perfect. So I've got that beautiful border now. Okay. And let's see here. So I've got the background and that border, but we can't see it, can we? We can't see it because the actual image that we did all of our coloring and our lines on, they're too big. So let's see if we can enlarge our canvas. Let's go to image, canvas size. We want to increase the canvas size. So you've got to lock that to keep the proportions of your width and the height locked together. I'm going to change that to inches because my brain does not think in pixels. I can understand that. That's about 4.5 by 3.5 inches. I'm just going to go ahead and increase that to 5 and hit tab, and that will reset the height automatically to keep the proportions. And then I'm going to click, let's see, it says offset center. There. I'm clicking center because I want to make sure that my image is centered on the canvas now. And I'm just going to go resize. If I have any problems, I just click save, resize. Now look at that. I've got a nice border. Woo! I should be able to see the border, right? But no, I'm not going to be able to. And I'm going to have to unlock these layers in order to be able to manipulate them. But now that you've got some canvas outside of your design, Now you can take your background and let's just hide these other layers so I can actually see it. What I do is, see right now, this layer is only the size of where these dotted lines are. We need that layer to be the same size as the canvas. So we're going to right click on it and we're going to go layer to image size. Okay, now you can see that that layer goes all the way out to the outer edge, and I'm going to just take this right here. I'm going to double click on that, and that's going to open up my change foreground color. I'm going to use my eyedropper tool, and I'm going to just drop it there, and it gets that color, right? And whatever that foreground color is, that's what I'm going to be painting or filling with. So I'm going to grab my bucket and I'm going to go ahead and fill. Okay, so it looks like there's a little white line right there that we don't want. So I'm going to hit Control Z, and I'm just going to grab my rectangular select tool, and I'm going to just select all of this, and I'm going to hit delete. Okay, and now what you're seeing though is just that there's this this image right here is just transparent, and we're seeing the original photo underneath it. Don't worry about that. Just make sure you're in your background layer, grab your paint bucket tool, and go ahead. I'm not sure why there's a crop happening on there, but we're gonna go ahead and just fill, but I'm gonna have to save first. Okay, all right, paint bucket, fill, boom. Now I've got that layer, right? I'm gonna start working now on this border, same thing. The canvas of this border only goes out to this edge, so I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to layer to image size to make sure the outer edges of this yellow canvas are where I want it to be. I'm gonna lock this background image here so that I can only make changes to the border layer, and I'm going to, let's see here, let's double click on here, grab our eyedropper, and I'm gonna grab that color. You'll notice that changed that to the current color, and that's the color right here. And then I'm going to select that yellow layer again and just hit delete because I want to get rid of that just in case there were any funny lines like there were before. And I'm going to hit save one time, and you can always go select none to get rid of any marching ants if that's a distraction for you. And now I'm going to go ahead and create another border using this yellow. And so how I'm going to do that is just select in here the size that I want the inner border to be. And I don't know if this is going to be the right size or not, so let's just try it out and see how it goes. So grab your fill bucket and then just click fill, and notice that it only fills here. I'm just really not understanding why there's that little splotch there. That is just the oddest. So if you ever have any weird things like that, just get creative. Grab your clone tool, hold down the control key, click somewhere in the yellow, and just paint over it. Don't know why it's doing that. All right, and then I'm gonna file save, select none, and I'm gonna get off my clone tool so I'm not seeing any of that. So you can see now that I have that nice little border in the background the way you wanted it to. Let's see if it's the right size. We'll click on here. Aw, and let's get our lines, and let's get our text, and voila. If you felt like the yellow wasn't a strong enough border, you know, you could always go back and just, you could leave all of this here actually while you did it. Just work in this layer. As long as everything else is locked and you're working on that layer, I can just grab my rectangular tool and go, I think I want my border a little higher, a little wider, a little lower. Let's try it there. Let's grab the paint bucket. Let's fill it. Boom. Do I like that better? Select none, get rid of the marching ants. I think I like that a little bit better. What do you think?